In Liverpool, they know how to celebrate their legends. The music of this city reverberates off every wall, travels around every corner. From the Cavern Club, through the city centre, echoing in the cathedral, dancing down Bold Street, in and out of every restaurant, every coffee house, all the way to the docks, out onto the sea. This is a city of music, and music that has lasted and lasted and will last. Let's begin the all-around final, and let's join our own Fab Four. Not Paul, John, George and Ringo, but vault, bars, beam and floor. It's time for the women's all-around final. The Artistic Gymnastics World Championships are taking place in the great city of Liverpool at the M&S Bank Arena. And you are warmly invited wherever in the world you call home, whoever you're supporting, however long you've been watching artistic gymnastics. Ollie Hogben here, and joining me is Blythe Lawrence. And Blythe, it's clear, everyone's eyes glued to the field of play.
All eyes in this building will be on the move of Brazil's Rebeca Andrade tonight, the Olympic all-around silver medalist. She was the top qualifier, 1.5 points ahead of Shilese Jones of the USA. Andrade is so capable and she has so much difficulty, but we cannot count out those behind her, including Jade Carey of the United States and Martina Maggio of Italy. Carey has proven very consistent, and when she's on, Maggio is certainly capable of climbing onto the podium. And then there are those with possibilities to move up. That includes Jessica Gadarova and Alice Kinsella of the host nation. We just don't know. Even a total newcomer, someone like Miyata Shoko of Japan, for example, could reach the podium with an error-free performance.
In the great musical city of Liverpool, it's time then to twist and shout. No gymnast in the world has endured a long and winding road like Rebeca Andrade. Injury upon injury, comeback upon comeback, but in recent years the Brazilian has proven that she can work it out. Here in Liverpool as a hard day's night finally come to an end. Or will it be a couple of other hits that are playing at the Cavern Club? When the young American Jones departed Seattle to come here, they said Shy's leaving home. Will she return with a medal? But what about her teammate? She should feel calm and confident. In short, hey Jade, refrain, don't carry the world upon your shoulders. But in this city, one of the most popular albums is the Maggio Mystery Tour. Martina has been flying this year. She sits just under the top 3. Without her twin sister in this final is Jessica Gadarova, but don't worry, even though on this occasion she can't say there's 2 of us, she won't be in the Lonely Hearts Club. The crowd in the M&S Bank Arena will band together. Who else in this hit parade of Liverpool classics? Oh Bloody, Oh Blada, Oh Yu Shen, oh how the Chinese gymnast has come on. But it's not always the expected tracks that make it to number 1. Might it be Alice in the Sky with Diamonds? The Italian D'Amato has proven her track record at the highest level. And a more recent hit is the underrated Miyata from Japan. She's gaining popularity. Might we all end up singing the ballad of John and Shoko? And that's just the top 8. Who will fly high with a little help from their friends? I could go on, but probably best to let it be. What a spectacular competition we've enjoyed so far. The 2 team finals have taken place. It's now time for the women's all-around competition, and let's bring out your 24.
Liverpool, please welcome the gymnasts in the women's all-around final.
From Germany, a junior all-around national champion, making her senior international debut, Karina Schoenmeier.
Representing Australia, Georgia Godwin.
From Australia, the reigning Commonwealth Games all-around champion, Olympian Georgia Godwin.
Representing Great Britain, Alice Kinsella.
Olympic medalist Alice Kinsella, the all-around silver medalist at this year's European Championships, representing the host nation.
Belgium, Lisa Vallen.
Tokyo Olympian Lisa Vallen, the reigning Belgian all-around champion and a top 5 performer at the European Championships.
Chiharu Yamada.
From Japan, Yamada Chiharu, youth Olympian national champion and Asian Championship medalist.
Representing France, Caroline Hedwig.
The reigning 2-time French all-around champion, Olympian Caroline Hedwig.
Starting on vault.
Now your highest group of qualifiers.
Representing the United States of America, Jade Carey.
From the USA, 2-time world champion and Olympic gold medalist, Jade Carey.
And also from the United States of America, Shilese Jones.
Team gold medalist and second strongest qualifier, the USA, Shilese Jones.
Representing Brazil, Rebecca Andrade.
The Olympic all-around silver medalist and top qualifier, Rebecca Andrade of Brazil.
Representing the People's Republic of China, Wu Yushan.
All-around medalist at the first ever Junior World Championships, Olympian Ou Yushen from China.
Representing Great Britain, Jessica Gadirova.
From Great Britain, Olympic medalist and European champion, Jessica Gadirova.
And representing Italy, Martina Maggio.
European Championship medalist and the reigning Mediterranean Games all-around champion, Italy's Olympian Martina Maggio.
Starting on floor exercise. Representing Spain, Laura Casabuena.
Spain's Laura Casabuena, all-around silver medalist at this year's National Championships.
Representing Romania, Anna Barbosu.
Winner of this year's Romanian all-around title, Anna Barbosu, 6 times a junior European champion.
Netherlands, Tisha Volleman.
From the Netherlands, Tisha Volleman, the all-around silver medalist at this year's National Championships.
Representing Finland, Maisa Kusiko.
Maisa Kusiko, the reigning 2-time all-around national champion of Finland.
Representing Australia, Romy Brown.
From Australia, Romy Brown, Commonwealth Games medalist and winner of the bronze medal at this year's National Championships.
Yi Yun-seo.
Lee Yun-seo from the Republic of Korea, all-around medalist at the Asian Championships in June. And now to your second highest group of qualifiers.
Representing Netherlands, Naomi Visser.
The reigning Dutch all-around champion and the 5th place finisher at last year's World Championships, Naomi Visser.
Shoko Miyata.
All-around silver medalist at the Japanese National Championships, Miyako Shoko.
Representing Italy, Alice D'Amato.
World Championship medalist, European team champion and Olympian, Italy's Alice D'Amato.
Representing France, Aline Fries.
France's Aline Fries, Olympian and European Championship medalist from earlier this year.
Representing Canada, Ellie Black.
From Canada, the 2017 all-around silver medalist and the reigning 2-time Pan American Games all-around champion,
Belgium,
Ellie Black.
Maëlys Brassard.
Olympian Maëlys Brassard from Belgium, silver medalist at this year's National Championships.
Liverpool, let's hear it for the gymnasts in the women's all-around final.
And that's your 24. And what a 24. And what a sight, what an arena, and what a competition we're about to enjoy. The top performing gymnasts in qualification will start at the vaulting table, as is the privilege afforded their rank. They'll go in what's known as the Olympic order, colloquially. Over on the uneven bars, the gymnasts who form the peloton, those who will be looking to chase and push up into that leading group. On the balance beam, gymnasts with great pedigree. Look at those names on the balance beam. Some really seasoned all-around competitors. Do not rule any of those out either. And the gymnasts that will be starting on the floor exercise, those in the 4th highest group, of qualifiers, a whole list of national and continental all-around medalists. The world's finest on show, and there is the pace setter. And I'm going to ask you, Blythe, a very simple question with a really complicated answer. What makes her so good?
A few things. Difficulty. She has among the most difficult vaults and the most difficult floor routine in the world. And the way that she executes that difficulty, there is so much amplitude to her work, so much beauty, so much great form.
But she's got some contenders, hasn't she? The United States of America, the champions in the women's team event, the 6th time in a row they've won it. Some familiar faces, some less well-known faces. A lot of excitement about Shilese Jones.
She has gorgeous gymnastics, and she has been on for the entire championships. If she can simply do what she is capable of, she is bound to do very well here.
Standing alongside her, it's so fascinating to reflect upon Jade Carey. We'll come back to her in a moment, because we have in the second group Ellie Black, the silver medalist in the all-around competition at the 2017 World Championships, and the Ellie Black who, along with her Canadian teammates, took one of the most unlikely bronze medals we've ever seen in the sport.
They qualified into the team final in 8th and last place, the Canadian women, and they were the only team not to record a fall in the team final, and that elevated them to bronze, the first time Canadian women have ever taken a medal in team competition.
Jade Carey of the United States of America. It's extraordinary to think this is the first World Championship all-around final in which she's been present.
And this is her 3rd World Championships. Early on in her career, she was considered a vault and floor specialist, but she has really evolved in the all-around during the past couple of years, and she has such amazing consistency.
Yeah, she was, as you say, a vault and floor specialist. She's now a winning things at the highest level specialist, and she might well be a great contender today. 3rd strongest in qualification. You mentioned, Blythe, the potential for success coming from the British gymnasts as well. Jessica Gadirova in the top group as the 5th strongest. But Alice Kinsella is an interesting one, down in 14th place in qualification. She'll be one that we might well monitor as we go on in the competition. We'll certainly be keeping an eye on this gymnast from the People's Republic of China, the 18-year-old Oyu Shen, an Olympian.
And within the leaders group, she is somebody who has the potential to move up, especially after uneven bars and balance beam, where she is just wonderful.
Everywhere you look, there is somebody with their eyes on the prize. It's time to let the story tell itself. It's over to the gymnasts now. The all-around final begins. Take a breath, everyone, including the gymnasts. You watching at home, this will be your last moment of calm for a good couple of hours.
Gymnasts and coaches, that concludes your warm-up period. So Liverpool, let's give them a big cheer as they get their all-around final.
We begin on floor with Spain's Laura Casabuena, the all-around silver medalist at the National Championships in July in Pamplona. She's 16 from the Valencian community of this city of the Beatles, we've gone from Lady Madonna to the Material Girl, and that is a great start from Laura Casabuena in her World Championship debut. To one of the great vaulters of the world, Jade Carey of the United States of America, the third strongest performer in qualification. Difficulty coming, lots of it.
This will be her Cheng. Round off, half on to the table, front 1.5 off. Brilliant landing, brilliant start for Jade Carey. This was beautiful in all of the phases of the vault. It's scored on the pre-flight, the repulsion phase, when the gymnast has their arms on the table, and then the second flight, everything that happens between that phase and when she hits the ground. All of it great.
.22-year-old, based now in Oregon at Oregon State University, where she's had very fine success. Laura Casabuena with a score of 13.333. She's improved upon her mark from qualification. That's a very fine beginning to her campaign. Now, Jade Carey scored 14.6 in the qualifying round. That is better, 14.733. That's a terrific first performance from Jade Carey. And we will go to her teammate next. Shilese Jones of the United States of America, 20-year-old from Washington State, 14.2 in qualification.
This should be a double twist in Yurchenko. Lovely work. She just drops out of the sky, doesn't she, on that double twist. She gets excellent push off of the table that sets her up to be able to do this twist and open out and go for a great landing.
Very close to transgressing over the line. It'll be interesting to have a look at the number when that comes in. Good beginning, though, from the American gymnasts on vault. Georgia Godwin of Australia on the balance beam, the reigning Commonwealth Games all-around champion. She was brilliant in this country in the summer.
Nice back handspring layout, step out, acro series. After the Commonwealth Games, she said she wasn't sure if she wanted to do the World Championships this year, but she couldn't pass up a chance to return to the United Kingdom.
She tied with Alana Slater. The great Alana Slater was the most successful gymnast at the Commonwealth Games for Australia in Birmingham. 8 medals.
Goes easily through one of the most complicated elements in her routine, the triple turn in the Cossack position, named for an Australian gymnast, the great Lauren Mitchell. Chester dismount, double pike.
We have to be talking, frankly, about the great Georgia Godwin. So illustrious of her accomplishments been, and it's wonderful to have the 25-year-old in this all-around final. She's so at home in all-around competition. She was the 16th strongest qualifier. 14.233 with a 0.1 penalty for Shilese Jones. She is up by almost a tenth from qualification. to the top qualifier, the Olympic all-around silver medalist, Rebeca Andrade of Brazil.
And watch the flight that she gets.
Oh, that is simply divine. Exquisite vaulting, and what a way to start your all-around final. Rebeca Andrade, the 23-year-old from São Paulo State.
Just extraordinary. Not only is it the hardest vault that we will see in the competition, but it is one of the best in terms of execution. One of the very best.
It's such beautiful form.
Notice how her body is completely extended through every phase of the vault.
To a gymnast who was part of such an impressive Japanese team, Shoko Miyata, Miyata Shoko I should say.
Cleanly through her Jaeger to begin. Maloney transition to immediate Ginger. All of these skills help her build the difficulty.
She really has had a great competition. The 18-year-old from Kyoto, a World Championship debutant and the all-around silver medalist at the National Championships earlier this year. Georgia Godwin's score is 12.4, so she's down by 0.6 from qualification. She's won the last 4 all-around national championships. A first look at Alice Kinsella of Great Britain, the 14th strongest qualifier, team silver medalist. The greatest ever team finish by a British women's squad.
Coming up is her acrobatic series. It should be a side aerial to 2 layout step outs, one of the most complex things you can do on women's balance beam. And it is brilliantly done. And now the wolf turn. This is pivotal for her difficulty as well. Alice, of course, the European champion on the balance beam in 2019. When she's on, this is one of the top exercises in the world. She's not going to get the connection bonus that she was going for those series of leaps, but she doesn't give away much in terms of wobbles either. So she'll be down a little bit in her potential difficulty. But with only the dismount remaining, this has been brilliantly executed.
And it remains thus. Alice Kinsella of Great Britain with a very secure opening to her all-around final. The European champion on the balance beam in 2019.
Here once again is the acro series. Side aerial, layout, step out, layout, step out.
That's difficult work, and it went well. On the subject of difficult work that went well, how will that see her at the top of the leaderboard, surely? 15.166, Rebeca Andrade. She's actually managed to find a way to gain a 10th from qualification. There is some very compelling vaulting in this first group, as you would expect. Jessica Gadirova of Great Britain is next to go, the 5th best performer in the qualification process. She is the reigning British and English all-around champion.
This will be her double twisting Yurchenko.
Step out of bounds, but otherwise a solidly executed vault from Jessica Gadirova. Look of satisfaction at that display. Let's look back at it.
She's very powerful, and this is well done, particularly in the post-flight. The only thing, as you pointed out, Ollie, is the step to the side. She will be penalized for going over the tram lines, as well as for having something of a, well, going offline, shall we say.
Miata Shoko scores 12.866 on the uneven bars. That's a gain of 3/10 from qualification. Really nice start to her competition. And a nice start to Alice Kinsella's competition, 13.1. That's a gain of just under a tenth from the preliminary round. Already a fascinating first rotation. Everything that we hoped it would be. Fries, the 19-year-old from the northeast of France in Aubenas, very close to the German border. She scored 13.233 for this in qualification.
Clean beginning, but on the pack salto, the transition from high to low, her legs do come apart. Line turn into the Jaeger salto. Cleanly done, and that's called a hop change before her double front dismount.
Relatively late arrival in this all-around final, Aline Fries.
Her teammate Melanie De Jesus dos Santos withdrew earlier today. She had some concerns about an old knee injury, and she hopes to be able to perform in the apparatus finals, but Aline Fries is taking her spot tonight.
Oyu Shen of the People's Republic of China. 13 in qualification, simpler vault.
A clean Yurchenko full. This has 8/10 less difficulty than the double twisting Yurchenko that we've been seeing from a lot of gymnasts, so it's not going to generate a huge number. However, as we said before, her apparatus are really the uneven bars and the balance beam.
13.1 the score for her. She was the 6th strongest performer in the qualification process. Jessica Gadirova, 13.833, so that is quite a drop from qualification. She scored 14.4. Martina Maggio of Italy.
And this difference still, the Yurchenko 1.5. It carries a difficulty score of 4.6. So somewhere in between the full twisting Yurchenko that we just saw from Oyu Chen and the double twisting Yurchenkos we've seen from some others. Blind landing, handles it very well. Just a hop that will cost her 1/10 or maybe 3/10 maximum in her execution score.
All-around bronze medalist at the European Championships earlier this year. To Ellie Black of Canada, silver medalist in the all-around competition in 2017. The 27-year-old from Nova Scotia has competed at 3 Olympic Games, and she is the reigning 2-time Pan American Games all-around champion. She knows her way around an all-around final.
One thing that's been hugely impressive here is how calm and collected she has looked on every apparatus, and that combination earns her so much difficulty. That is her own unique take on a catch-up release skill. And she connects it with an ejava.
And she performs the whole routine with characteristic class and composure. Ellie Black. She's also been a Commonwealth Games all-around champion too.
This is among the most aggressive and confident work Ellie Black has ever delivered on the uneven bars. It's an apparatus that over her 10 years on the national team has gotten better and better.
14.033 is the score for Martina Maggio. So she's in 4th position so far. Very good execution number. Still, we remain in this first rotation. A long way to go. I hope you're enjoying all of the action so far.
Next on the floor, representing Australia, it's Romy Brown.
Australia's Romy Brown, the 28th strongest in qualification. One of the team that won a silver medal at the Commonwealth Games earlier this year in Birmingham. Every so often you get a gymnast who really bursts onto the scene as a junior, and she was one such individual, the junior all-around national champion in 2014. She was the top performer on every piece on more than one occasion. Aline Fries with a score of 13. So that is a drop of 2.5 tenths almost from qualification. We'll update you on some of these numbers and their implications at the pause. The brief pause we get at the end of rotation number 1. And 13.933. I mean, that's just consistency, isn't it, from Ellie Black? Exactly as she did in qualification. Very tidy work. And we go to Maëlys Brassard of Belgium, the 21-year-old who's coming as a reserve for this final.
Well, she did quite well to hang on after overbalancing the handstand on that full pirouette. This has been very good. Dismount double front half out.
The undergraduate in law at the Université Saint-Louis Bruxelles. Very experienced at World and European Championship level, despite still only being 21. This is her 4th time at the World Championships.
She has very quietly been one of Belgium's strongest and most consistent performers on the international stage. Here's another look at the dismount. Really good finishing the salto above the bar. Plenty of time to crank the half twist and go for a really nice landing.
A lot of gymnasts, one suspects, who'll be very content with that first rotation. Others naturally will be hoping for greater things to come, and certainly for Romy Brown, the uneven bars could well be a great piece for her. She's the reigning national champion. 11.433. 12.733 in qualification.
Next on floor, representing the Republic of Korea, is Lee Yeon-so.
Lee Yeon-so of the Republic of Korea, the 19-year-old from Seoul. She competed at the Olympic Games and was 21st in the all-around competition. Really memorable performance that from Lee Yeon-so. She's had a very memorable year as well, including taking the all-around bronze medal at the Asian Championships in Doha. Malice Brassard's score is 13.766. And that is a jump of over a mark from qualification, so very good beginning for her. Coming in as a reserve gymnast as well. Regrettably, Flavia Saraiva not able to compete, but certainly the right decision if there are injury worries. To Caroline Audouy of France. 18th strongest in qualification, 12.033 for this in the preliminary round. We'll be wanting to push the number up more than a touch.
She has a really nice variety of skills in this beam routine. There's her Anodi. Side aerial, back layout. And it was clear almost from the takeoff of the side aerial that her shoulders were not square to the beam. So when she went for the layout step out, she was way off. And it's really hard to stay on when you take off at such an angle. The dismount for her, round off double pike.
She was in the top 10 at the all-around competition in the last World Championships in Kitakyushu, and is the reigning French all-around national champion. Regrettable, it was just not quite there.
No, and you see how crossed over her shoulders are when compared to the balance beam.
Yonso, picking up a score of 12.6 on floor. Some issues with some of the landings, taking her down by half a mark from qualification. To Alice D'Amato. Now, this was a big routine for her in qualification, 14.4. She is tremendous on this piece.
Uprise Kachev to begin. Stalderin Pike Kachev, named after Rebecca Downey of Great Britain.
Well, that was an unexpected moment for the uneven bars silver medalist at the European Championships in Munich.
We'll take a look at what went wrong. She just doesn't get her hands around the bar on the transition to really be able to swing out of it. And the fall that results. Now, she will receive difficulty credit for the transitional element, which is very difficult and contributes to her D score, because she did manage to get both hands on the bar before falling. That's important.
It certainly is still going to be a decently scoring routine. It just unfortunately won't have the kind of very high number that could put her into real all-around contention if others have some difficulties on their uneven bars routines. That 14.4, a very secure number in the preliminary round, taking her to 7th overall. This time it's 13.266, so a drop of just over a mark, unfortunately, for Alice D'Amato. To Yamada Shiharu of Japan on the balance beam. 19th strongest in the qualification process. She scored 12.233 in the preliminary round. Down to the beam quite low there and did so well to stabilise it. Great physical strength. I don't think enough positive things can be said about this Japanese team and how they have impressed. They've been hugely popular as well. The Liverpool fans have loved the energy that they brought to the competition floor. This certainly comparable to her display in qualification. .233, a drop of just a couple of tenths from the preliminary round. She'll finish on uneven bars, where she is the reigning Japanese champion. For Carolina Dui, the score is 11.933. A drop of a tenth from qualification. The standings after the first rotation. Rebecca Andrade sets the pace. Jade Carey, Shilese Jones behind. Not too far behind. And then Martina Maggio and Ellie Black completing the top 5 as we look right the way down the order, but a long way still to go. We have to remember that the top group has started on vault, where they do have some particularly high numbers, particularly the likes of Andrade and Carey, and they've got their job done, already provided a decent cushion for themselves as they now head to the uneven bars. Will be the gymnast in 3rd position, Shilese Jones, will get the action underway. Over on the balance beam, we'll be keeping a very close eye on Ellie Black of Canada, for her performance in the team final was so much stronger than in qualification. So she has the potential to score something up towards the 14 range, as was demonstrated in that team event, rather than the 13.266 she produced in qualification for this final. We head to the gymnast in 13th place, coming into the second rotation, Miyata Shoko of Japan. This was a very strong performance in qualification, 13.7, lovely work.
Round off layout to 2 feet. We just can't say enough positive things about the work of the Japanese team here.
And it's moments like that, what they're so good at doing is reacting calmly when something could be about to go seriously wrong. And there again, yes, 2 instances of heavy deductions, but she stayed on both times and done that very well.
And she's completely regained her composure on that side Sami. She simply keeps going. Dismount round off double pike.
To take a group of World Championship debutants and to get these kinds of performances out of them should make one feel very optimistic about the future of this squad and how much more we're going to see of them.
They've been so cool and collected. And just like you said, Ollie, when there has been a problem, they haven't let it faze them.
And they were absolutely in contention for a team medal for a long time. Here's Ana Barbosu of Romania on vault.
A very nice full twisting Yurchenko. Good in every phase of the vault.
She is the reigning Romanian all-around national champion.
Just the small hop at the end. That'll probably cost her just 1/10 of a point.
13.1. Up 1/10 from the preliminary round. At a start of 11.933 on floor. And Barbosu down quite a bit from qualification. Tisha Volleman of the Netherlands. That's very secure from her. Nice, comfortably, confidently executed full twisting Yurchenko. She started the year off by picking up her first World Cup medals. And we now go to the uneven bars and this performance from Shilese Jones. She started well. Let's see how she goes here.
This is normally a wonderful apparatus for Shilese. Stalder Shaposhnikova, uprise Kachev. And something very special here. Toe Stalder full, straddle in. Kachev variation to pack salto. Really well done. The Van Leuven. Beautiful work, double front.
Debut World Championships, you would not know it thus far. This is an excellent start from Shilese Jones. The silver medalist in the all-around competition at the National Championships. She was the joint champion on the bars as well.
Stalder Shaposhnikova connects it really well to this uprise Kachev.
Miyata Shoko's score is 12.966. So that is quite a drop down from qualification, 3/4 of a mark, and easy to see where much of that came from with those quite sizable adjustments. Nonetheless, it might have been lower. Alicia D'Amato had not the ideal start on the bars. Now she heads to the balance beam.
Difficult mount, the front tuck. Slight adjustment on the back handspring layout step out.
She had a very good finish in the all-round competition at the World Championships last year, 8th position. The Olympian, who was one of 28 sets of siblings competing in Tokyo across every sport. 14.366 is the score for Shailise Jones, and that is just 0.2 down from qualification. She's made an imposing beginning. Well done to her. As we talk about imposing beginnings, the leader after the first rotation, Rebecca Andrade, with a routine that she has, generally speaking, delivered so consistently of late.
This is an important combination for her. Uprise Stalder full to Pike Katchev, to immediate Pack Salter, to immediate Van Leuven. And she overbalances the handstand coming out of it. She improvises, and she improvises well, and is able to not take too much in terms of form and execution deductions while she makes the adjustment. This is a super save so far.
Now, one of the things we often talk about in all-around competitions is not the marks that you lose, it's the marks you hold on to by your quick thinking, by your reactions, and by your competition intelligence. She's just demonstrated that there.
Other gymnasts would have fallen off the bars and incurred the full mark deduction. She does not. She fights. It looks like she doesn't get her right hand completely around the bar before going for the full twisting double tuck dismount. This was an incredible routine, frankly.
It'll be very interesting to see what kind of number that produces. We'll come back to that in due course. We're with a very highly regarded gymnast, Maisa Kuusiko of Finland.
Very good Yurchenko with 1.5 twists. In the repulsion phase, she hit the table and was not able to get a straight cast off of it, and so she drifts off to the side. And there will be a penalty for that, as well as for the step forward. But overall, nicely done.
.13.5 for Maisa Kuusiko, the reigning national champion in all-around competition 2 years in a row. We are with the top group of competitors after qualification, those who head to the uneven bars. And where Oyu Shen had something of a disadvantage in difficulty in the first rotation, she has a great opportunity here to get some of that back, and indeed heading to balance beam next. There's a reason why she was a top 6 qualifier. Her work on the uneven bars is poetry in motion. And she's also a highly skilled performer on the balance beam. Now, it was 14.666 in qualification. It's 13.8. But we must remind ourselves that Rebecca Andrade began with a 15.166 in the first rotation. Nonetheless, she's used up a little of the safety net there.
She had 1.5 points over Shilese Jones in the team qualification. So intriguing.
Yu Shen. 13.1 for her vault.
Begins with the Van Leuven. Pulls back an overbalanced handstand. There will be a small deduction for that. And does very well not to have a bigger deduction after catching that Jaeger too close to the bar. She bends her elbows, but it doesn't break her swing. This is a gutsy exercise. Only the dismount, full twisting double tuck.
That's another example, isn't it, of a gymnast who has managed to hold on, keep the routine going and minimize deductions as best as possible. I tell you, it's getting rather interesting on the uneven bars in this second rotation. Alice D'Amato with a score of 12.533 on the balance beam. That's an improvement of 4/10 from qualification, so she's taken back a little of what she lost in the first rotation. 13.4 for the vault of Tisha Fullerman, currently in 5th position, but a little too early to really start to read a lot into those numbers. They're not hugely significant yet in terms of the placings, especially not mid-rotation. To Romy Brown on vault.
A really smooth full twisting Yurchenko from Romy Brown. About the only thing that she could ask to improve is, of course, the hop on the landing. Very nice technique, good block off the table. Well controlled.
It's a very good response, isn't it, from the young Australian after not the easiest of times on floor. 13.166, that's exactly as she produced in the qualification round. Good solid work from the gymnast from Melbourne. 13.2 for Yu Shen. And so she is down by almost a full mark from qualification. And the uneven bars, a very important area of the competition for her, with the lack of difficulty on vault compared to some of her rivals in this top group of qualifiers. Jessica Gadirova of Great Britain, the next to take to the uneven bars. She started with a 13.833 on vault. This routine scored 13.166 in qualification. The all-around bronze medalist at the European Championships last year, before she went on to take Olympic team bronze at the Games in Tokyo.
She has quite an ambitious routine planned here. Starting off with a pike Jaeger, very good. And now a combination that's important. Kachev with a half turn to immediate edge of a much better than it was in the team final. Maloney to pack salto, another nice combination, and right up to the handstand. So far, this is clearly the best uneven bars routine she's done at these championships. Full twisting double tuck.
Well, the reaction from the crowd indicative of how high quality that was from Jessica Gadirova. Indeed, her Ejeva was frankly edgy in the team final. It was much more secure here. Ellie Black, 5th place, coming into the second rotation. She scored 13.266 on beam in the qualification phase, but in the team final, she was much higher, and took Canada to bronze. Can she channel that performance now?
Switch leap mount to switch half to immediate Corbett. It's a very important combination for her difficulty. Not only individually are those 3 elements important, but she gets connection bonus for them as well. Double turn, a small wobble, but not a huge problem. Very good punch front. Back handspring, layout to 2 feet. Oh, and just she floats through that side Salmi, doesn't she? What a secure display this has been. The dismount, 2.5 twist.
Phenomenal stuff from Ellie Black of Canada. Well, there's always somebody who breaks from the peloton. There's always somebody who mounts a chase, and it seems to be her at the moment. 13.233 for Jessica Gadirova. She's up by just under a 10th from qualification. Martina Maggio of Italy.
She has all the capability of bringing in a big score on uneven bars. Begins with a Ray Tokachev to Pack Salto. Stalderful to Maloney. This is very good indeed. That is a skill that has given her trouble in the past, but none tonight.
Oh, and then on the dismount, when it looked to be all but secured, Martina Maggio, her hands going down, and just a moment of quiet reflection for a gymnast who had some difficulty on the uneven bars at the European Championships in the summer. Oh, it wasn't the nicest of landings.
The heart goes out to her. She got through a brilliant routine. There's so much difficulty, and it came apart on the last skill.
We catch up with Laura Casabuena, the gymnast who we were really impressed with, I think it's safe to say, on floor, because her performance was so assured at the start of this debut all-around final. That was an assured piece of vaulting too.
It absolutely was. Full twisting Yurchenko and the nearly stuck landing. We see a lot of great vaulting. We don't see too many near sticks.
13.2 her score, exactly as was the case in qualification. A 9 for execution. Now what the number will be here for Ellie Black will give us a good indication of whether she's in contention. 13.433, so it's something of a median between the team final and the qualification process, but she's up there at the moment. I hope that Martina Maggio is okay after that difficult landing. She's such a well-loved gymnast. Maëlys Brassard of Belgium on the balance beam. 7th place coming into this rotation.
Very nice amplitude on her switch lead mount. And that was a very good save on her side aerial. Once again, her shoulders were not in line with the balance beam. Really quite incredible that she was able to pull it back. That, unfortunately, she was not able to save. Maëlys has been an integral part of the Belgian program that has really come on during the past several years. There is no question that whenever the Belgians are in a competition, any competition, they are contenders. Dismount round off double pike.
A little low as she landed in the pike position, but Maëlys Brassard opened her campaign very well with a 13.766 on uneven bars. She scored 11.833 on the balance beam in qualification, and similar issues in this display. And once again, Martina Maggio, as the score comes in, doesn't look to be in too comfortable a position. We won't focus on the score there because it's not the most significant thing, frankly. It's whether she's okay, and we just hope she is. Jade Carey of the United States of America. Big routine this for her on the uneven bars. Second place coming in.
There's her toe catch-up, named after Elise Ray of the United States. And an Ejeva. And that's the hard wash, the full twisting pack salto. Ranked one of the hardest elements on the uneven bars. That alone, she gets half a point.
An extraordinary composure, a remarkable confidence, a sense of self-belief from one of the most experienced and proven gymnasts out there. It's going to be so interesting to see how that compares to the number produced by Rebecca Andrade, with some of her margin of error just used up a little. We'll come back to that. Calculators at the ready. To Karina Schönmeier of Germany on floor. She's a very highly regarded young gymnast, the 17-year-old from Bremen. Didn't come through the national system as a junior, stayed with her club, didn't train at the High Performance Centre. Quite an unusual way to develop. Her coach has described her as very much an instinct gymnast, somebody who just gets things and feels things very quickly. Jade Carey's score is 13.166. That is down by almost 2/10 from qualification. The gymnast behind her, the big mover and shaker in this rotation, you'll discover why soon. Maëlys Brassard, 11.733 on the balance beam, so down 1/10 from qualification. Now, Naomi Fisser started with a 12.033 on the uneven bars. Slightly tentative mount there as well.
Yes, once again, her shoulders were out of line, but she makes a quick adjustment, and it doesn't look like it's going to be a big problem.
This is the gymnast who was 5th in the all-round competition last year, the best Dutch result ever. But she scored 14.4 on the bars in qualification, so over 2 marks down from that from the first rotation.
Area walkover into back handspring. On balance beam, it might be helpful to think about wobbles as small, medium, or large. A small wobble will incur a deduction of 1/10 of a point, something more serious, 3/10 of a point, and something where you nearly come off and really have to fight could lose half a point. Tumbles into her dismount, round off back handspring, double twist.
The 21-year-old competing at her 4th World Championships. She was so thrilled with her display at the last World Championships, especially after not being able to travel as a reserve to the Olympic Games. We've so often seen from Naomi Fisser over the years a calmness when on the big occasion. 11.866 on this occasion, though, for her. Drops her down by almost a full mark from the preliminary round. Now, Alice Kinsella of Great Britain on floor. Started well on the beam. 12.3 in qualification. This is the one that she'll be hoping for a sizable change on. There's no doubt that was a transformation from the preliminary round from Great Britain's Alice Kinsella. Significant improvement. 13.633. That is a gain of 1.333 from qualification. 12.566 for Karina Schönmeier. Almost the same as in the preliminary round. Rebecca Andrade remains in the lead, but the gap is small. Just around a third of a mark over Shilese Jones. Great rotation from her. Jade Carey drops down one. Ellie Black has moved up into fourth position. Jessica Gadirova also moving up into fifth place. This the chasing pack. And it's an interesting chasing pack, actually. And it's being led at the moment by one of the most experienced of them all, Ellie Black. Now to the balance beam, where so much can change, where many an all-around final has transformed in personality. Ellie Black will be competing on the floor exercise in this rotation. She's done her job most effectively on the beam. Alice Kinsella, who is in 7th place, will be vaulting. Some opportunity for her, maybe just to push up again towards that top 5. And these are the gymnasts who will be on the uneven bars. Laura Casabuena, the top performers, the top performer, I should say, in that group. She's in 8th place at the moment. Well done, Laura Casabuena. Good first half of the competition. Now, Rebecca Andrade starts this rotation on the balance beam. 13.4 in qualification.
So far, so good. Back handspring layout step out. Very aggressive front aerial to ring jump. Sometimes gymnasts get a bit tentative on balance beam and don't put their feet down the way that they need to. But that does not seem to be a problem here. Excellent side aerial. Has had a nervous event in the past. It's been balance beam, but not tonight.
That feels like an enormous moment in the narrative of this all-around final. Terrific from Rebecca Andrade of Brazil. Alice Kinsella, the 14th strongest in qualification, but now lying 7th. Chance for a very decent number here on vault.
This should be a double twisting Yurchenko.
It is, and it's good. And Alice Kinsella has made herself part of this conversation. And it's a conversation that leads to one conclusion, that there has never been a British woman on the all-around podium at the World Championships.
Excellent technique. The only thing that you could really ask for more is not that she split her legs as she came off the table. Other than that, it was great.
Tisha Volleman on the uneven bars. 13.4 for this in qualification. She won the title at the Cottbus World Cup at the start of the year. Great beginning to her season.
It's gone very well for her on uneven bars at this World Championships. In the qualification round, she scored 14.5. She says the best score she's ever had.
Tisha Volleman of the Netherlands at her 5th World Championships. She's been an all-around national champion as well. Now, Alice Kinsella Big adjustments to her competition attire, big adjustments to her position compared to qualification. 14.166. Lisa Valen of Belgium has quite some vault up her sleeve.
This should be a handspring Rudy. Handspring front 1.5 twist.
She really is some gymnast on vault, Lisa Valen. 20th strongest in qualification. Vault is where she's of such great use to her national team and to her all-around chances.
She actually debuted this vault internationally at the Olympics. It stunned everybody because it is so hard and so few people do it. And she's performed it several times since.
There was
obviously well mastered.
Frenzied reaction, wasn't there, to that vault at the Olympics?
She caused a sensation.
13.133 for Tisha Volleman. So she's down by just over 2/10 from the preliminary round. What about this score? 13.533 for Rebecca Andrade. She improves upon qualification by just over 1/10. And she goes to floor next, where she is outstanding. Well, she's outstanding on everything. That's why she was the top qualifier, but you know what I mean. Oyu Shen just inside the top 10 coming into the second half of the competition, but tremendous on beam in qualifying, 13.9.
Front handspring to front tack. It's a very hard acro series, and she does it beautifully. The way that she delivers her combinations is the reason why she has such high scoring potential on balance beam. A switch ring leap to a ring jump to a back handspring. The difficulty, frankly, kind of boggles the mind. And it's not just the acrobatics, which are incredible. The Chinese have a tempo, a rhythm to the way that they do balance beam that's just unlike anybody else. Dismount, round off, 2.5.
We must contextualize this young athlete's journey. A year ago, she had to have surgery after having endured injury trouble at the Olympic Games. It's not been anything like the kind of start to a season that she would have hoped for due to the necessary rehabilitation. And to be where she is now at the end of the year, it's great, great determination. Yamada Chiharu of Japan now at the vaulting table.
A very clean Yurchenko fall. Japan continues to impress with its consistency, with the way that it's delivering its gymnastics. Just no problem. Right down the center line, too.
She is from the city of Osaka, which is well worth a visit if you ever get the chance to. Fascinating part of Japan. 13.166. Very similar to qualification, less than 10th difference. To the gymnast in 4th position at the halfway mark, Ellie Black of Canada. Championships were opened by the Mayor of Liverpool. I would like the Mayor of Liverpool to pass a statute making it mandatory to admire Ellie Black.
What theatricality. She's always had wonderful tumbling. Here she shows front layout full through to double pike, very secure. But the highlight of this routine clearly is the way she gets into her choreography.
14.2, the score for Lisa Valen of Belgium. Up from qualification, very nice number that on vaults. 13.866 on the balance beam for Oyu Shen. That's down really by less than a tenth from qualification, not much change. Very interesting picture starting to develop towards the top of the leaderboard now. Here is Jessica Gadirova of Great Britain. She scored 12.933 for this routine in qualification. She's currently in 5th place.
It's a very interesting mount sequence that she has. That is known as a candle mount, the back dive to chest stand. The sequence we've seen a few times tonight already, the switch leap to the switch half to Corbett. Well done. There's her wolf turn in Cossack position. Very secure in the front walkover, front aerial through to jumps. Free walkover. And that acro series has sometimes given her trouble in the past, but mastered today. This has been stunning. What about the dismount? Double pike.
Quite a sizable step back on the dismount from Jessica Gadirova, but she certainly, absolutely has made herself part of the conversation when it comes to the podium. Gosh, you could see everything that meant to her.
There is nothing like the feeling of hitting a beam routine when it really matters.
And this really matters, and she has proven that she delivers when it really matters. Maisa Kuusiko of Finland has always had some fascinating work on the uneven bars.
Shaposhnikova uprise catch up to immediate pack salto. It's been lovely to watch her progression as she becomes one of the leaders of a Finnish team that is rising in international competition. Double layout.
The next Nordic Championships are going to be very interesting. There's some great gymnasts coming through there. The team event will be fascinating, and the all-around will too.
Quite an unusual entry into her edge of a transition. And that's the Van Leuven.
13.3. That's a good improvement of around half a mark from qualification for Maisa Kuusiko. One suspects, if you had asked Laura Casabuena, are you happy with 8th place at the halfway mark in your first ever World Championship all-around final, she would have jumped enthusiastically to say yes as quickly as possible.
She is a gymnast with incredible all-around potential. Chooses to repeat the kip cast handstand before moving on to the Van Leuven. That was probably a good decision. She might well have avoided the fall. got a very unusual dismount.
And one that she performed with elegance and style. Laura Casabuena, what a nice discovery, I think, for many gymnastics fans watching her in this all-around competition. Not a new discovery here at all. Ellie Black, 13.333. That is an improvement from qualification. Just vault to go for her. Jessica Gadirova, 13.733. That's a transformation from the preliminary round, and she's up in contention now because of that display. She gained 8 tenths. Martina Maggio of Italy, 6th position at the halfway mark.
And now, one of the more spectacular sequences on balance beam, back handspring layout. Normally she does a second layout step out after that. Obviously she felt she was slightly off and opted not to take the risk. Good decision. Lovely switch ring leap. It's one of the hardest elements on balance beam. The gymnast's head has to go all the way back in order for it to receive the full credit. And so as a result, she loses sight of the balance beam.
That's a very nice recovery after the last rotation from Martina Maggio of Italy. She's a gymnast who has demonstrated throughout her career the most incredible resilience when circumstances have been very difficult. Laura Casabuena with a score of 12.3, so she's down just a few tenths from qualification. Execution not quite as secure as in the preliminary round, but a great display from her nonetheless. A gymnast who has done some very enjoyable work on this apparatus of late on the international scene, Ana Barbosu of Romania, who won the World Challenge Cup title in Turkey, the warm-up event for this.
Very nice clear hip through to Pike Kacha. And Stalder, straddle Kacha. That, of course, named after the great Hanna Rechna. Dismount, full twisting double tuck.
She was the star at the Junior European Championships back in 2020, including winning the all-around title. Well, she won every single title, and she's been a gymnast that so many have been so excited by seeing her come through on the senior circuit for Romania. We look at Georgia Godwin on vault.
This a much different style of vault, the Sukahara with 1.5 twists. 4.8 the difficulty on this vault.
And she won the Commonwealth Games title on vault in Birmingham in the summer.
Well, she does it very well indeed.
.766, that's a jump of close to 2 tenths from the preliminary round. Martina Maggio, 13.033. Again, obviously some discomfort physically after the uneven bars. 2 very important routines now to come on the balance beam. Jade Carey, 13.133 in qualification, sitting in 3rd position at the halfway mark.
Normally she's very calm and very deliberate on the balance beam. She said that being at Oregon State University and anchoring her team every week for a season helped a lot with her consistency. And she too normally adds a second layout step out on her acro series. So the omission may affect her difficulty score, but she didn't give away anything in execution really there. The leaps have been very secure so far. She is working towards her dismount. She should do 2 back handsprings into a double pike. Here it goes.
United States of America's Jade Carey making her case for a spot on the all-around podium. Her teammate, Charlize Jones, will be next to go. Anna Barbosu with a score of 12.766 on the uneven bars, so down by well over half a mark from the qualification phase.
Next to go, and representing Japan, Shoko Miyata.
Miyata Shoko of Japan on floor. Produced a very enjoyable performance in qualification. She won the silver medal at the Asian Championships on floor in Doha in June. Back in May, Miyata Shoko won the all-around competition at a very prestigious event in Japan, an invitational competition called the NHK Trophy that happens after the national championships. The confidence that comes from winning something like that clearly has had an impact on her. Jade Carey with a score of 12.633 on the balance beam, the difficulty down 2/10 from qualification. Charlize Jones of the United States of America at the halfway point of the competition in second place. She scored 13.2 on beam in qualification.
This is the element that's make or break for her. Standing Arabian, and it is beautiful. With that skill alone, she earns herself 0.6 of a point in difficulty. and she has maybe never done it more perfectly than that. At times in the past, balance beam has been a nervy event for her. But here at the World Championships, she has not flinched a bit. Double pike, beautiful, beautiful routine.
That is absolutely brilliant from Charlize Jones of the United States of America. And that could be a total game changer for her in this all-around competition.
What a secure display from Charlize Jones. It started with the standing Arabian, but it extended throughout the routine. She tumbles into the dismount, 2 back handsprings, into the double pike. And what a finish.
Let's go to Naomi Visser of the Netherlands on floor. Naomi Visser of the Netherlands had such a compelling national championships back in June. She won the all-around competition. She also won floor along with the uneven bars and the balance beam. She really has been around the international scene at a senior level for such a long time. Helped the Dutch to a team bronze at the European Championships in her first senior year in 2018. 13.766 is the score for Naomi Visser, and she's up by a 10th from qualification. Meanwhile, 13.733 for Niata Shoko on floor, and that has put her in good standing, 9th place. 13.1 for Charlize Jones. She's down by a 10th from qualification. This is where we currently are. Look at Alice Kinsella. She's moved up 4 places. Jessica Gadirova is also up 1. No change at the top, a gap of 0.8. And Ellie Black of Canada in 5th position. Just behind her, Jade Carey. Now, Jade Carey is going to be finishing on floor. So we've got a very interesting situation now going into this final rotation, where we've very much got our eyes on the floor exercise, but we're actually really looking at three different rotations to determine, not three different rotations, three different apparatus, I should say, to determine the medals. Ellie Black is finishing on vault, where she scored 13.633 in qualification. Alice Kinsella is finishing on the uneven bars, where she scored 14.166 in qualification. On the balance beam, gymnasts like Laura Casabuena will be hoping for a good conclusion to her competition, having dropped down half a dozen places or so. And we also have Rebecca Andrade, Shilese Jones, Jade Carey, Jessica Gadirova, and Oyu Shen all competing on floor. So where will the medals come from? We will discover. Let's begin this final rotation. It is Oyu Shen of the People's Republic of China on floor. She scored 13.4 in qualification. So completes this all-around final for the Olympian Oyu Shen from the Guangxi Autonomous Region in the south of China by the Vietnamese border. And to the gymnast in 10th position. Well done to her coming into this rotation. Maisa Kuusiko of Finland. She was the 29th strongest in qualification and top 10 so far in this final.
Mounts with a round-off layout step out. And gets right into it. Back handspring, layout, step out, layout, step out. What composure. This has been a routine that has impressed quite a bit on the World Cup circuit. And it's given her quite a lot of opportunity to practice it in a pressure situation. Her dismount, 1.5 twist, stuck.
She broke new ground just recently at the Szombathely World Cup in Hungary, taking her first World Cup title. She's delivered the kind of performance in this all-around final that will gain so much attention in Finland. That is brilliant from Maisa Kuusikko. Talking of gaining attention, Ellie Black, 5th place coming into this final rotation. This is the last piece of business for her. She's been excellent throughout. Now to the vaulting table.
And this is one of her best apparatus. Handspring front fall.
She's done everything she possibly can, everything, to get onto that podium. But it's Ellie Black, and with Ellie Black, you always get everything.
And she's looked so comfortable doing it. Great block off the table as always, and just the slightest of adjustments on the landing.
.733. What a good score from Oyu Shen to conclude her competition. Up by over 3/10 from qualification. Jessica Gadirova of Great Britain concluding her competition on floor, where she is the reigning European champion 2 times, no less. And that is how you finish an all-around competition in front of your home fans. Jessica Gadirova of Great Britain. She has the arena in Liverpool in the palm of her hands right now. Will anything else be in those hands? Will a medal follow? Certainly, that was as strong a conclusion as she could probably have hoped for.
And here is the conclusion of the routine. Front layout, full walkout to double tuck to great landing. And much has been written and said about this routine. It's not just the tumbling, it's the multi-layered dimensionality of it, isn't it? The expression as well.
14.033 for Ellie Black. She is in the provisional gold medal position. She's gained around 4/10 from qualification. She couldn't, could she? My goodness. Oh, Maisa Kuusikko, 12.466. She has gained 4/10 from qualification, and that is a triumph for her, for the Finnish team, for gymnastics in the Nordic region. Brilliant. Just her 2nd World Championships. Now, where does Jessica Gadirova feature? The target score now is 54.732. Already winner of a team silver medal. And there is a new leader. It is Jessica Gadirova of Great Britain with a score of 14.4. She is now the person to beat. The 18-year-old who's picked up a medal everywhere she's gone. At every big competition, she turns up and takes home silverware. To Martina Maggio of Italy. She won full colours at the European Championships in Munich, Martina Maggio, including a silver medal on the floor. And she was the all-around bronze medalist and part of the team that won the title. She's had a difficult day, but Martina Maggio has throughout her career demonstrated that she faces difficulty head-on. Miyata Shoko, excellent competition for her, top 10 at the moment.
A great double twisting Yurchenko with an even better landing. She did somewhat the same thing in the team final. Obviously, she has reached full mastery of this vault. Terrific entry onto the table and a terrific reception.
She's so consistent. 14.233. A young gymnast embracing a veteran. She's in 4th place at the moment, Miyata Shoko. Jessica Gadirova leads, then Ellie Black, then Oyu Shen. Alicia D'Amato finishing on vault, where she's very strong.
A very secure double twisting Yurchenko from Alice D'Amato as well. It's a nice way to end her competition, isn't it?
It certainly is. 14th place coming into this rotation, might well push up a little because of this.
Good difficulty, really sound technique. And a good landing as well.
Just a replay there of Alicia D'Amato.
Very good score for Martina Maggio, 13.866 to finish her competition. She's currently in 5th place. If there's ever a piece to finish on, when you're Jade Carey, it's floor. She is the reigning Olympic champion. She comes into this in 6th place. She scored just over 14 in qualifying. United States of America's Jade Carey has really gone for it in this competition, in this all-around final, her first World Championship all-around final. And what a joy she's been to have out on the competition floor, as ever. Now, she would need a jump of close to 3/4 of a mark to go into the lead compared to qualification, as Alicia D'Amato goes into 6th place with 14.166. It's exactly the sort of jump we knew she had the potential to make. 11th place so far for Georgia Godwin. She finishes her campaign on the uneven bars.
Unusual sequence to begin, ending with the Maloney. A very clean pack salto. There's her Van Leuven. Pike Jaeger. And double layout to close.
Tidy finish from Georgia Godwin of Australia. This is a gymnast who has created such a legacy. She has accomplished an extraordinary amount. One of the great veterans, actually, of the sport that we must talk more about. .13.5, a jump up from qualification, concludes her campaign. She's currently in 8th place. Now, how often in an all-around final at the World Championships do we find ourselves looking at the 3rd highest group of qualifiers in the last rotation, knowing that there is a genuine medal contender among them? It is not very frequent an occurrence. That's credit to Alice Kinsella, who was the 14th strongest in qualification. But she was very good on uneven bars, and she's been great all day today.
Taking things straight to handstand. Wonderful combination. Through the Inbarginger.
Alice Kinsella has delivered a transformed performance from qualification. It's the Alice Kinsella that we know, the Alice Kinsella that is the foundation, the bedrock of the British team, that is one of the most beloved gymnasts out there. I think you can see in that reaction from Jessica Gadirova the esteem in which Alice Kinsella is held. Jade Carey scores 14.166. She goes into 3rd place, so it is Oyu Shen who's dropped off the leaderboard. It is still Gadirova, then Black. But for how much longer? For how much longer? What a day. What an occasion handler. Here is Shilese Jones of the United States of America. What a day. What a day from Shilese Jones, a debutant at the World Championships. You must be joking. She hasn't looked remotely like a debutant at the World Championships. She's looked like somebody fully at home in the medal race in an all-around final, because she is fully at home in the medal race in an all-around final.
She has delivered exquisite work in the United States for many years, and they know her well, and now the world is going to know her well too.
In qualification, she scored 13.8. She needs to score in excess of 13.5 to go into the lead. That depends on this number. And we're looking at the display of Alice Kinsella of Great Britain.
And what a display it was. The Downey release to immediate pack salto, and this was her dismount sequence. The dismount known as a fontaine. Half in, front out.
Alice Kinsella, 55.065. Incredibly close to Jessica Gadirova. She goes into the silver medal position. At the moment, it is Great Britain 1 and 2 in the last rotation of this World Championship all-around final. They've never had a gymnast on the podium before in women's competition. Ellie Black is now in third place, but we wait to see the number for Shilese Jones. In excess of 13.5 when she scored 13.8 in qualification would push her into a place on the podium. And she has it! 13.7! Shilese Jones of the United States of America is currently in the lead with 1 to go. She is guaranteed a medal. Jessica Gadirova in third, or in second place, I should say. Guaranteed at least a third place finish. But what now of Rebeca Andrade of Brazil? Endured more than just about anybody has endured. As an athlete, her body has been broken. She has picked herself back up time and time again. She said that she wanted to show people not to give up, to believe in a dream and to stick with it. She stuck with it. She stuck everything, including every landing in that display. And it appears that the moment has finally arrived. Her date with destiny is about to be kept.
You can say so much without saying a word, and that's what she does with this floor routine. Fantastic tumbling, beautiful expression, the full package, really. Closes out with a double pike.
No Brazilian has ever been the world all-around champion. The great anxious wait now begins. She leads, but the score required is around 13 for Rebeca Andrade. It is a number that is so well within her grasp, and something else is surely too about to be within her grasp. It looks as though the moment has almost arrived, and a history-making moment for Great Britain as well. Now guaranteed their first ever women's all-around medal at the World Championships. But they've talked about her for so long. The greatest all-arounder in the world, without a crown, without coronation. Alice Kinsella has given everything she has, and will come very close to being on the podium, if not at all. She appears the calmest in the building, probably because she's seen the score that she needs. It's a number that is a trifling matter to somebody of her brilliance. There were times when we thought we would never see her again, that she would never return to competition. There were times when we had no idea who she was. Now the world knows. Shilese Jones, a name to remember. Her work is done. The long and winding road has finally led Rebeca Andrade to the right door. She opens it, and waiting for her, the World Championship title. The medal that is golden. The example she has set, the determination she has shown, as priceless as the gold itself. The silver medal to Shilese Jones of the United States of America. The bronze medal to Jessica Gadirova of Great Britain. But there is your world champion, Rebeca Andrade of Brazil. And I will pause now to give many of you watching around the world the chance to dry your tears. Shilese Jones' own journey has been heartbreaking. She has endured personal tragedy, and she too has demonstrated her class as one of the finest all-around athletes in the world. Jessica Gadirova of Great Britain has made history for her nation as the first woman ever to make it onto an all-around podium. The classified results in the women's all-around final at the World Championships. Jessica Gadirova just getting there right at the end over Alice Kinsella of Great Britain. Shilese Jones of the United States of America winning the silver medal. And by a mark and a half, Rebeca Andrade becomes the first Brazilian ever to become the all-around champion of the world. We look down the list at those who made for such an entertaining final. A wonderful women's all-around competition here at the M&S Bank Arena in Liverpool. A glass raised to each of the 24 for their work in making it to this stage. To simply take to the competition floor in an all-around final illustrates your place among the elite. A chance for you to draw breath, because in a moment or two we'll bring you the medal ceremony in this women's
Please welcome our medalists and presentation party into the arena.
It's now time for the medal ceremony for the women's all-around competition at the Artistic Gymnastics World Championships in Liverpool. The moment that many wondered if it would ever happen. But she never did. Clearly, she believed the whole way. Extraordinary faith, extraordinary resilience, extraordinary determination, an extraordinary human being. And at last, the extraordinary result.
Women's Artistic Gymnastics Technical Committee President. Presenting the silver medals, Nehat Zaid, Women's Artistic Gymnastics Technical Committee Vice President. Presenting the bronze medals, Amanda McReynolds, World Gymnastics Championships 2022 Local Organising Committee Board Member. Presenting the diplomas, Esther Britton, Head of Major Events, UK Sport. Receiving diplomas, in 8th place, representing Japan, Shoko Miyata.
As is customary, the top 8 in an all-around competition are recognised, and we start with Miyata Shoko of Japan.
Representing the People's Republic of China, Wu Yushan.
Or Yushen of the People's Republic of China, finishing in 7th position.
In 6th place, representing the United States of America, Jade Carey.
Very good first World Championship all-around final showing from Jade Carey, the American finishing 6th.
Representing Canada, Ellie Black.
She was just a few tenths away from making the podium, Ellie Black of Canada.
And in 4th place, representing Great Britain, Alice Kinsella.
And she was even closer, Alice Kinsella of Great Britain. A brilliant display from her to finish in 4th place.
In 3rd place, and winner of the bronze medal, representing Great Britain, Jessica Gadirova.
For the first time ever, a British woman is on the all-around podium at the World Championships of Artistic Gymnastics, and it is Jessica Gadirova who's done it.
Of the silver medal, representing the United States of America, Shiley Jones.
It turns out that Shy can fly all the way onto the 2nd step of the podium. Shiley Jones, a phenomenal debut World Championships that's already seen her take a team gold medal. Now, a silver medalist in the all-around competition. A pressure performance and one delivered stunningly well.
Winner of the gold medal and world champion, representing Brazil, Rebecca Andrade.
It really is one of those rare stuff of dreams moments. Rebecca Andrade of Brazil. After taking the silver medal at the Olympic Games in the all-around event last summer, this time, she is the champion of the world in all-around gymnastics, the first Brazilian to accomplish such a feat. And frankly, she looked as though she was there to win this from the second that she arrived. And now the easy bit. After everything that was hard, after everything that must have made her question whether it was all worth it, all she has to do now is lean forwards and receive that medal and take her place in history as the first from her nation ever to accomplish it. The roar every time she appears on the big screen in this arena. Truly one of the most popular gymnasts in the world. And we will now have, in honour of Rebecca Andrade, the national anthem of Brazil. And there they are, the medalists in the women's all-around competition at the Artistic Gymnastics World Championships at the M&S Bank Arena in Liverpool, Great Britain. the medalists depart the podium, and the women's all-around final draws to a close. Spectacular entertainment at the M&S Bank Arena in Liverpool. It's been a great pleasure having your company for all of the action from the World Championships. Much more still to come. The men's all-around final takes place tomorrow. Until then, I've been Ollie Hogben, and joining me was Blythe Lawrence, and it's goodbye but not farewell.